a live stream on this fine Monday afternoon, this fine spring Monday afternoon, might I add. Just thought I'd get on here and chop it up with you guys this afternoon. It's a wonderful day to be outside, relaxing and chilling and whatnot. And this is what this is what it looks like. This is what the weather looked like. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here chilling. I'm gonna come tap in. I got a couple things to talk about today. Uh, this is pertaining to the current state of affairs when it comes to traveling. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people traveling. However, um, I don't know. I think spring break is next week, or for some people, spring break is next week. I think, and some it's the week after that. But I know in March, um, and at times April, there's quite a bit of people traveling. For spring break, and there's a huge influx of people traveling, hitting up the airports and everything. And one thing I noticed, and I noticed this on the news, is that the airports usually get crowded, especially the busy airports, the hubs, the airports that get a lot of layovers and transfer and connecting flights, stuff like that, like Hartsfield International in Atlanta. That's like the world's busiest airport. And so, could you imagine during this time of the year where spring break, a lot of people traveling, and there's a partial government shutdown, so there's like a shortage of TSA workers. There's a shortage of TSA workers, and you know it's crazy. So you're gonna have lines that are backed up. You're gonna have lines that are backed up, and you're gonna have a lot of delays and people missing their flights. I mean, you have people going to the airport like anywhere between 2 to 3, 4 hours before their scheduled departure, and they still end up missing their flight because the it's a lot of people. Plus, there's a massive backup in the airport. Then there's a lot of people, that's traveling, but a staff shortage in as far as TSA officials and everything, TSA officers. So I'll say this. I'm saying this to say that, you know, I'm gonna be real. I mean, I know some people want to go international. They want to travel international, and me personally, I'm gonna interject with my own little opinion right here. Unless there's a serious time crunch, if I'm traveling, if I'm able to get there via driving via the road, and I have time enough to do so, I'm gonna drive. I much rather travel via road than via plane for that very reason. You know what I'm saying? And I understand you can get traffic on the highways too, but like when it comes to airport travel can be such a hassle. And again, you got people, and especially during when there's a government shutdown or a partial government shutdown, so much so that like there's not enough TSA agents for the security. You know what I'm saying? And think about it like this too. You have a lot of the ones that are working, they're not getting paid because of the shutdown, the partial shutdown. So it's like it's a really tough situation to be in. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to people, me personally, I don't even know if I want to fly until this until there's a government, the government shutdown is over, or its partial government shutdown is resolved, and there I know that there will be, like, there won't be as many delays, or they'll have enough staff to where they can move the lines along proficiently. So that would be my biggest thing right there. If I know that they can move the lines along proficiently and I have confirmation of that, then I'll be willing to fly again. So it's just, it's just, time is valuable. Time is valuable. So if you got to go, if you're trying to go somewhere and you scheduled to be there Wednesday, but you can't even, you can't even, you can't even, like, you probably can't reschedule your reservations, or, you're probably going to have a hard time doing that. It's just a lot to think about. You know what I'm saying? And you spend a lot of your time at the airport where you could be somewhere, like just relaxing and everything like that. It's just, nah, I'm good on that. I wouldn't want to be one of those type of people who's in the airport camped out, sleeping on sleeping on the seats or sleeping on the floor and all this and everything like that. It's just too much. But let me address the comments, because I've been rambling. But what's up, Bambi? Bambi P in the building. Thank you for tuning in to another live stream. Dylan, thank you for tuning in as well. Hope you're doing well this Monday afternoon. And yeah, y'all. I will say this: if you're traveling anytime soon, anybody who's traveling anytime soon, just pay very close attention to the travel advisories. You always want to pay attention to the travel advisories. And my thing is, if you could travel domestically, at least until there comes a point where things start to simmer down overseas in a lot of these places, and everything gets to be like straightened out with air traffic. Until then, I would advise people just to kind of just chill out. If you want to travel, try to travel domestically. If you can get there via a road trip, carpool with somebody, or you take a road trip. That's my favorite thing to do anyway. I like road trips. I like being on an open road, seeing things. You get the experience that you can't get at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Or flying, flying the airplane. I only would do that, obviously, if I had to go overseas, or if I'm like in a serious time crunch and I got to get somewhere quick. But other than that, if I had nothing but time on my hands, I would definitely prefer to, take a road trip. Bambi, appreciate the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Big W to Bambi P for the support. Yeah, to help with the next adventure. Yeah, it definitely helps. It definitely help out. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to go on my next really big adventure. Go get some exciting footage and just vibe and bring it to you guys. I really appreciate that, Bambi. Much love to Bambi Palermo. For those that are new to the channel, go check out my channel and go check out my content. Also, go check out Bambi Palermo, a longtime supporter of the channel, part of the Pizzaverse. Go check out her content. Really, really, really creative content, entertaining. You'll be laughing, but at the same time, it's very insightful. You'll learn some stuff. So go check it out. Go check out her content. Go subscribe and show us some support. What's going on, Judy? Thanks for tuning in to the live. I appreciate you for tapping in. It's been a minute. But I appreciate you for your continuous support. and I really appreciate that. Shout out to Kenya out there in the motherland. Appreciate you for tuning in. Hope everything's been going well with you. Hope you prospering and doing all that good stuff. Let me see. Hold on. One second, guys. I'm gonna pin Bambi. I'm gonna pin Bambi in the stream in the chat so you guys could connect. Yeah. I think I want to say, yeah, that's true. That's true, Judy. When you pin, it always does help to connect. Absolutely, absolutely. That's really, really good. You really make a great point there. But Bambi's channel, you'll love her channel. You'll love Bambi's channel. She really does a lot of good content, and you know, you'll really enjoy it, Judy. You'll really enjoy it. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. But yeah, where I really want to go though, y'all, like I want to go back to the Delta. I want to go back to the Mississippi Delta. They have in April. Well, they probably have this all the time because it's Clarksdale. Clarksdale is known as, like, the Mississippi Delta is known as the blues capital of the world, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can make the argument of Memphis, but Memphis is, even though Memphis is in Tennessee, Memphis is close enough to the Mississippi Delta that it's technically Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying all this to say that in April they got some festivals going on in Clarksdale, and like they have some festivals going on in Clarksdale, juke joint festivals. I really want to capture the essence of the Mississippi Delta. Like, I feel like I did that in my last string of videos that I did in the Delta when I went to places like Greenwood, Greenville, Clarksdale, and but my first trip to Clarksdale got a lot of views on that video. It was that was kind of like the intro to the Delta right there. But I feel like really going there and actually interacting with the people via this festival, and you know, going to go see the blues, the people performing, doing all that. I feel like that'll really, really capture the essence of the Delta, like I've never done before. Even though I've done that when I went to go check out a lot of the rich musical history, the rich history overall. Like, I feel like that'll really be dope for real. That'll really be dope. It's 10:45 p.m. I want to do a 30-minute live stream before I go to bed. Okay, yeah, definitely do that. Definitely do that. It's 10:45 where you are, so you guys are about 8 hours ahead of my time. 8 hours ahead of my time. So yeah, that's yeah. That'll be good. That'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be really cool, y'all. I think that'll be really nice if you guys can if I go out there and do that, do some vlogging out there in April, and really capture, like I said, capture the true essence of the Mississippi Delta. I really enjoy my visits every time I go to Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially the Delta. Always meet a lot of cool people, and everything like that. And guys, for those that are new to this channel, if this is your first time tuning into this, into my channel via this live stream, I want you guys to check out my content. I want to give you a little bit background of who I am. My name is P9. I'm the host of this channel, P9 Travel Vlogs. I venture out to different cities and states and landmarks and historical parks, you name it. You know, I go there, I vlog, I capture the essence of the place that I go, and I provide commentary, provide the historical context and of the area, because I feel like everywhere has a story. Every place has its unique story and everything like that. It's unique history, it's unique events, all of those different things. You might have similar people of similar ethnicities and all of these different things, but every individual town has its own story and how it was formed, how, you know, the economy was established, the development of the roads, the via railroads, via you know, the different industries such as textiles, all these type of things. So yeah. So that's really what I do on this channel. So if you guys you know, if you guys want to support the channel, go check it out, go subscribe, go check out the content. I feel like you will really enjoy it. I feel like you'll learn some stuff, and you'll actually, you know, you'll get the visuals, you'll feel like you're there. You'll feel like you're there because I record in 4K, so you'll get you'll get that experience as if you're there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so definitely go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate any support. Trying to grow this channel as much as possible. You know, I've eclipsed the 2,000 subscriber milestone just a few days ago. So I'm happy about that. And yeah. But yeah, guys, we have this person asking, do I support ICE? Now I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, on that particular question. Reason being is because I try not to get too, I don't want to get into politics on things and things of that nature on this channel. I try not to. I mean, I do talk about like general things like, you know, the economy and all these type of stuff in different places, but I try not to get too politically invested. This is not really the channel for that. But so I'll plead the fifth on that. But I will say this: I do support law and order. I do believe in law and order, and I do feel like a functional society needs a functional civilization needs law and order. I'll leave it at that. And I'll leave it at that. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and thanks for asking the question. Yep. Yeah, guys. If you out there traveling, and if you out there, just just out to advise everybody who's out there traveling. If you're out there at these airports, if you're watching right now, and if you're at any of these airports that are dealing with these staff shortages and these long lines and these delays and everything like that, I'm gonna tell you guys, hang in there. Hopefully everything works out in your favor. I know. To my understanding, when I was looking at the news this morning, they had a report on the Houston airport. I think it was Houston Hobby Airport, because there's two airports in Houston. There's Hobby, and there's the George Bush Intercontinental. So I believe Hobby Airport is more, if I'm not mistaken, Hobby is more of the busier airport of the two, and it generally gets a lot of connecting flights. I remember a while ago I caught a connecting flight through Hobby Airport. Didn't seem to be that bad when I went. This was years ago, but I mean, I feel like any airport, if there's a staff shortage, when it comes to TSA, yeah, there's going to be a lot of congestion and a lot of traffic and delays and everything like that. People missing their flights. So yeah, I mean, they say people show up to the airport hours before their departure time and still end up missing their flight. That's how bad it is. So guys, hang in there, and hopefully you can get through the whole nightmare of air travel. And it's not like that all the time. I'm not saying that sometimes some of my air travel experiences in the past have went very smooth, but sometimes it could be a nightmare. It could be hit or miss. Live with Hope says, hi, are you Nigerian? No, I'm not. I'm not Nigerian. I know a few people who are Nigerian, but I'm not. I'm actually over here in the U.S. I'm in the United States of America, so I'm here in America. No, but I don't have. Yeah, I'm not Nigerian. But shout out to the Nigerians though. Shout out to the Nigerians, the Igbos, and all of them, man. Shout out to the Nigerians, for sure. You have what was this? Willie? Is it Willie Weasel? 123. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tapping into the live. Say yes. Yeah. But yeah, maybe one of these days I'll make it to Africa. Somewhere down the road. Somewhere down the road. I have one of my dad's friends though. One of my dad's friends, she's African. I believe she's from Sierra Leone. And is she from Sierra Leone? No, she's from the Ivory Coast, which I think that's where Sierra Leone is located. I believe Ivory Coast is a region, Sierra Leone, something like that. She's from somewhere over there. And she was telling me, if I ever do visit Africa, the first place I should visit, and it's good to hear from someone who's actually from Africa, give you an advice as regards to where would be the best places to visit. And she said basically my intro to Africa would be the Rwanda. She said it would be Rwanda. So if I ever do go to Africa, that'll probably be the first place I visit. That's what she said. She said that was a good place to visit. So, because Africa, they have their share of problems, of course, political and all that other stuff. But, there are some places out there worth visiting for sure. And like I said, I'm sure it's not like that all over the continent, but you know, I like McDonald's. I'm not too big on fast food, honestly. Yeah, I'm not too big on fast food. Like I would only eat it if I just, yeah, if it was nothing else, if there was nothing else open, if I happened to be out or something. But for the most part, I'm not really big on fast food. It's just not the same anymore. It's not like it used to be when I was a kid. When I was a kid and kind of like in my early teens and stuff like that. Back when these places used to have dollar menus and used to get a bang for your buck. You don't get that anymore. So I just you pay a lot you pay a lot of money for food at these fast food spots, but you don't really get a lot of food. You just you eat, you get it, you get the food, the quantities are smaller, and you don't even how can I say this, the quantity and the quality is has diminished, and you don't even get full anymore off of these bad boys. You don't spend $14-15 for a meal at McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's, whatever, and you're not even full. You're not even full. You know what I'm saying? The portions are smaller. I much rather go to a restaurant, especially like a locally owned, like family spot or whatever, where you get the authentic experience of eating at a restaurant. You get bigger portions of food. You know what I'm saying? You walk out that bad boy full, and you got your money's worth, and you got the experience of the family. It's nothing like going to a locally owned, family owned restaurant where you get the authentic experience, and you get the customer service is generally top tier, and because they treat you like family, versus these corporate chain restaurants where it's just like, okay, you just another customer. You know what I'm saying? And nah, I prefer the family owned, locally owned spots. Like when I hit up these cities and towns, as much as I can. If I get hungry, I go to a local spot. You know, like a family owned or whatever the case may be. Those are the type of places I like to support. But I hope that answers your question. Who's that? Brother T. But yeah, guys, it's been pretty overcast all day today. The sun's playing peekaboo today, because the sun came out. It looked real nice. It's still nice out here now, though. I mean, the weather is still nice. It's not cold out, and it's not super hot. But that sun came out. It was just like, I don't know. It just invigorates your spirit when that sun come out. It's just like, yo, that's the sun. You know, at least until you start getting cooked by the sun, then it's like, okay, now it's time to. I know I had all this melanin. You know what I'm saying? I know I had this melanin that could, I'm rich in melanin, so the sun, it's good for me and everything. We got, the melanin that can absorb the sun rays, but nah, man, like if it get to be too much, like, yeah. But we was talking about this yesterday. I mentioned this yesterday in my live stream. Hydration is everything. Hydration is good, not only for the physical body, you know what I'm saying, your organs, your your vital organs, your brain function, all of those type of things. Not only is water good for those type of functions, it's also good for your hair. It helps with hair, with your hair growth, as well as getting sun. It helps sustain the growth of your hair. If you're growing your hair, it helps healthy hair growth. It promotes healthy scalp. All those type of things. So, definitely, if you're out there, and if whatever you're doing, whether you're exercising or whether you just at work chilling or whatever, make sure you get that H2O. Make sure you get that daily intake of water. uh, and I go so far as to say everybody. I feel like everyone should at least own one of those temperature controlled, um, those insulated bottles, those tumblers that maintain a temperature for like anywhere between 28, I think it's 18 to like 24 hours or something like that. It maintains the temperature of that water, or it, in some cases, if you put like some warm tea or something in there, it'll regulate and maintain that temperature for about 18 to 24 hours or something like that, extended period of time. But definitely get it for the water, because if you out here like myself, myself included, when I go on these travel, when I go walking and everything like that in these vlogs, eventually I'm gonna get, my voice is going to get dry. I'm gonna get thirsty, get parched. So I gotta hydrate myself with some water. That's the number one preferred way of hydrating yourself when you're thirsty, as opposed to having a soda, having something that's carbonated. You know what I'm saying? You need to replenish. When you sweat, you need to replenish that water. You need to replenish the water that you lose in sweat with H2O. You know what I'm saying? Some people might say Gatorade, but nah, I say water, man, for sure. And and if you can get one of those those temperature control bags, where you could put your it's one of those, kind of like, it's the same thing with the tumblers. You get the bags, you can, it's temperature controlled. It maintains the same temperature for an extended period of time, and pack you like put some little apples, little fruits, and maybe little salads or whatever the case may be, something that's cold, maybe some little sandwiches that you can maintain the temperature in those particular containers, those bags or whatever. And that way, when you're traveling, you have something to snack on, and it's healthy, and you don't have to really, you get hungry, you just eat that, and you don't have to really worry about going to go spend money on eating out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can eat out if you want to do, because I know sometimes you're gonna want to eat that heavy meal, but hey, you know what I'm saying? But definitely do that. But yeah, guys, been on this live now for about almost 35 minutes. 35 minutes, been getting some pretty good engagement today. I'm getting back. This is the first time in a long time where I went 2 days straight. I live streamed 2 days straight. So I'm proud of myself for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm back. I feel like I'm back on my live stream game. But I need to stick to it though, because I said that last time I went live consecutive days, and then I fell off the wagon again. But you know how that go. Life be lifing. Life be lifing. But yeah, man. I'm still gonna do my vlogging. I'm still gonna do my travel vlogging. For those that are new to the channel, again, go check out the content. Go support the content. I do vlogging in different city, states, landmarks, so on and so forth. And I do my commentary. I provide the visuals, provide the history behind these areas that I visit, so on and so forth. So if you're interested, go check out the content. And if you want to support the channel, simply hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're just coming into the live stream, make sure you tap that like button. Make sure you tap that like button. The more engagement, the better. I really appreciate it. It's free to tap the like button. It costs nothing at all. Just a double tap of the screen or one click of the mouse. So yeah, y'all definitely show your support. I will greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to do my vlogging, and I'm gonna continue doing my live streams and everything like that. I'm gonna stay active. and everything like that. And which brings me to this point, my poll, the poll that I have on my community post in regards to where I'm traveling. Um, I haven't definitively set a date or set dates for, um, when I want to take this trip, but because I can't edit the post, so my initial post said I was going to take this trip in the first week of April, but that's not going to, that's ultimately not going to end up panning out that way. So I postponed it to July, perhaps maybe even anywhere between July and October, because and I'm saying that because Arizona, July, extreme heat, you know, yeah, I don't know. I might still do it in July, but if July doesn't work out, it'll be sometime before the end of 2026. It'll be like perhaps maybe October, because that's the fall. I would think in the fall, Arizona would be a nice place to visit. In the fall time, because it's it won't be as extremely hot. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at with that. And I'm saying Arizona because I'm saying Arizona, New Mexico, and all that because so far that's the as far as the poll, that's the place that is leading in the polls. I think it's like at 48%. So who knows? You know, um, the more if you guys continue to vote, it could be a little bit of a more of a competitive, thing going on there. But yeah, please vote. Go to the poll. Go to the community post. It literally takes less than 2 minutes to do that. You know. So I greatly appreciate you guys if you for your interactions and your participation and all that good stuff, engagement with the channel. It really helps the channel out a lot, for sure. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna stick around another 20 minutes. Stick around another 20 minutes. Y'all, excuse me if I get quiet a little bit. I'm just taking in this air, taking in this beautiful day, cherishing this beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? It's something. Sometimes the simplest things in life are the best things. Sometimes it's the simplest things in life that are the most gratifying. you know I mean, this is simple, just coming out, sitting outside and just taking in nature, taking in the oxygen from the trees. You know what I'm saying? This is nature. You know what I'm saying? These things that we should appreciate. I feel like these are the things that were put on earth for us to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And you starting to see some of the leaves forming, starting to come back after a brutal winter. You know, that's what I like about these transitions of seasons. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really cool. It's really cool. You feel me? Matter of fact, let me go take a little walk. Take a little walkie walk, guys. Sometimes you gotta walk a little bit too. Sometimes you gotta, sometimes you gotta walk, help clear your mind, open up them airwaves, and breathe. Check this out right here, y'all. Y'all probably thinking, oh, it's just a picture of a random rock, but that rock looks pretty cool though, man, for real. You know, your boy likes a nice little floral range. Check out the little floral arrangement right here. Y'all, man, it's a spring, man. It's a spring. Even though it's not officially spring, the spring solstice hasn't kicked in yet. But as far as I'm concerned, from a weather perspective, it's a spring. You may as well go ahead and stamp it. The winter is over with, man. Especially with these temps, the way these temperatures been, these days been lately. And winter's over with, man. And I love these transitions of seasons. I love the transitions, like just as much as I like us being like, you know, within the core of the season. I like the transitions, you know. Look at the valleys, man. And y'all know it's houses on that. It's houses that sit way up on them hills too. Houses that sit up there. Now this tree right here hasn't regained its leaves yet. It's a few of them that's still a little barren. Nah, maybe I shouldn't. I was gonna try to go down there and run up on the other side, but I don't have the right shoes for it. So I'm just gonna not gonna worry about doing that. Yeah, man, right across the street too is a subdivision. Who knows? Maybe once I go to Clarksdale and go to those festivals, or go to the festival out there, I may even live stream it. I'll vlog it, of course, but I may do a live. What you guys think? Might do a live. About to. Yeah, your boy been real energetic today. I've been very, very energetic today. I, I think I thank the God's green universe. I think the Most High for that. I thank the Most High for my energy. Physical, kinetic, all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for it because I was able to get a workout in today. Your boy got to stay fit. Your boy got to stay fit. Y'all want to, if I want to continue. Y'all want to continue seeing these vlogs of me walking. Boy, got to stay fit, man. For real, for real. Can't wait to do one of my hiking vlogs, one of my hiking lives, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man. Much appreciated. But yeah, man, y'all also y'all go make sure you check out my most recent vlogs, but check out my playlist too. I'm gonna try to create more playlists. I got a few. I have a few playlists created. I have one with smaller towns. I vlog in smaller cities. That's probably the longest playlist it is because but probably that's mostly where I go is the smaller cities. But also go check out my Japan vlog or my Japan playlist, I should say, my Japan playlist. Go check out my Peach State playlist where I posted all my Georgia vlogs. That's big and small cities. Of course, Atlanta's in there. Atlanta, Savannah. Yeah, go check out my Mississippi Delta vlogs or playlists. And what else? What playlists? River Cities. Check out my River Cities playlist. Those are the ones where I went to mostly like river cities and towns that where rivers located at, stuff like that. How you doing, man? All right. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely go check those out. Definitely go check those out. If you haven't already done so, that is. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for today. Again, like and subscribe. Go check out the content. And can't wait to see you guys on the next live stream. I should be back live tomorrow. Continue my streak of consecutive days live streaming. But until then, y'all, I'm out. Peace. Have a great day.